Good morning, Internet. It's Tuesday, the 10th of March, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Not long been up. We are just arriving at the island of Guadaloupe, which is, as a lot of you probably well know, where they film the Death in Paradise series. Which we shall be going to a little bit later in the day, and a tour around the film set, which will be quite interesting, I would have thought, or certainly interesting for anybody who wants to watch that sort of program like I do. The weather is actually quite good. It's a bit misty this morning. It's hardly, as you could see from the earlier footage, that it's quite misty out there, and visibility is not that good, but that'll burn off in the next hour or so, and hopefully it'll be a dry day.
As well as the towns of Guadaloupe, and Sainte-Rose to arrive in DA. So in DA we're going to have all our stops today. The first stop will be the point of view of TA, and you're going to enjoy this place because we are at the junction of the Atlantic Ocean and the Caribbean Sea. Then we'll stay there, let's say 10 minutes. Then we continue and we'll have our second stop into the Pearl Beach. So there is the location of the house of the inspector. You know, the shack is there. So we stay there for about 20 minutes. Then we'll take back the bus and make another stop in a beautiful point of view, Gadet point of view. We're going to see the beach of Grandance, one of the main sets of Death in Paradise. And then to finish, after those 10 minutes, we'll go into the town center in Sainte-Honoré. So there, we're going to stay about 2 hours, okay? During those 2 hours, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go into the Death in Paradise shop to take our VIP bracelets, my dears. Yes, because, hey, you have included in your tour the visit of the police station as well as the Cashman's bar. So to be really important when we go to the police station, you're going to have your bracelets on, okay? So we're going to take them here, and then I will start with you with the visit, okay? I will let you know about, you know, all the places in DA, Sainte-Honoré's town. So then after that, I will be able to give you the citizenship, you know, of Sainte-Honoré, okay? So yes, why? Because I'm going to try to give you also about 1 hour of free time on your own in the town. I believe you're going to enjoy it because, you know, the A is a so quiet and peaceful place, beautiful place as well. That is a village, we can say, and you won't be able to do show over there. You're just going to enjoy. So having a time on your own there, you're going to like it. So that is our plan for today. I believe it's a good plan. So then, when we start with the presentation of the map. So here we are in the archipelago of Guadeloupe, made of about 7 islands. You see the 2 main islands here? On the right hand side, you know, the east wing. Hey, let me tell you, you don't see that it is looking like a butterfly as well? Yeah, yes. So yes, because, you know, we are also called the Butterfly Island. So let us talk about the east wing. It is Grande Terre Island, flat and limestone, that's where we are. And on the south of it, you're going to discover the most beautiful white sand beaches that we have over here. On the west wing, it is Basse-Terre Island. So Basse-Terre this time is mountainous from the north onto the south. You're going to find all around this mountain, you know, our tropical forest. Then on the southeast over there, you're going to discover our active volcano, the roof of the Lesser Antilles, La Soufrière. So La Soufrière is at about 1,467 meters up. Then on the southwest, you've got over here our county town, the town of Basse-Terre. It is our administrative town where we're going to find all administrative buildings over there. Between those two islands, you also have here a little arm of water that we call La Rivière Salée, the salty river. And we have two bridges to cross it. Today we're going to cross the Guadaloupe Bridge, that is on the south, and we also have up north the Irons Bridge. So let's discover right now the distant dances from the east onto the extreme west. So on the extreme east of Nanterre, you've got La Désirade Island. That is our fishing cradle, providing fishes also for the area of Guadaloupe. Then on the south of La Désirade, you've got those two little islands called Petite Terre. We can translate that as little lands. So over there you have no inhabitants, but it is a beautiful protected marine reserve where you're going to see the beauties of the depth of the sea, the fauna and the flora over there. To continue on the south of Nanterre, you've got Marie-Galante. Marie-Galante this time is our meal island, because there you're going to find all our sugarcane plantations, and you also have our second sugar factory here in the town of Saint-Louis in the northwest. To end with, we've got in the south of Basse-Terre this little archipelago in our big archipelago. It is Les Saintes Island, the Saints, and there you will have the pleasure, to enjoy one of the three most beautiful bays in the world. It is the Bay of Terre de Haut, and I can tell you it is a wonder to see once in the life. Hey, that's so beautiful, with the houses, the blue sky, and so that's something to see. So I hope that you will have the pleasure to come back here for a longer period to be able to enjoy all our beauties. So this archipelago swept into the Atlantic Ocean on the east side and the Caribbean Sea on the west side. We also got the trade winds from the east going to the west that makes us the climate stay, fresh and cooler. This archipelago is of about 1,750 square kilometers with a population of 450,000 inhabitants. Yes, my dear, this population is outrageous. You can have a look outside in the cars, even when we will arrive in DA, and you will see that. And this character came from the different settlements that happened here through the centuries. Yes. And you're going to learn more about that. But these settlements didn't only create, we're going to say, the population that we have, it also created the natural landscape that we have outside. Because Guadeloupe wasn't this way at the beginning. And this is also through those settlements that it became the way it is today. So we're going to learn better about it. So my dears, we are taking the little highway that is going to take us directly in Basse-Terre Island to DE, also known as Saint-Honoré. So my dear, look in front of you, this is La Guadaloupe Bridge. Alright, and just below it, you've got the salty river, La Rivière Salée. And if you look on the shores, you can see those red mangrove trees. Look at the roots. You can see the stilts, and it is a characteristic of them. They are also able, to transform the salty water into a fresh water. And you know what? The first inhabitants here used to use those trees to make roads to be able to cross this salty river, because we didn't have any bridge at this time, for sure. And they were calling those trees Maotu. Yes, Maotu trees. So my dears, let me welcome you right now in Basse-Terre Island. Yes, we are in the town of Bemao. Bemao, that is a town of about 46 square kilometers with a population of 30,000 inhabitants. So Bemao is taking this name from those famous Maotu trees. Yes, when the first European arrived there and they saw that all the bay around this town was full of Maotu trees, they decided to call it the Bay of Maotu, giving us Bemao in French. And right now, we are crossing as well an industrial area. one of the fourth biggest industrial area in Europe. Yes, you heard well. This is the industrial area of Chari that have about, let's say, 1,500 companies over here employing people from Basse-Terre Island. So sometime in the morning we can have some traffic jams, I can say, on this highway. But hey, today we're going to go easily in our destination. So look at the mountains of Basse-Terre just in front of us. I was talking about the traffic jam. You can see a part of it on the left-hand side. So my dear, let us start by the beginning as well. You know, over here, as first inhabitants arrived here, you know, an Amerindian tribe. It was more than 3,500 years before Christ. You know, they arrived here with their way of transportation, you know, the canoas. They were coming from South America, more exactly Venezuela. And you know, when you're on the shores of Venezuela, you can see the Caribbean islands. So they decided to come and see what was happening here. And so they arrived and they decided to settle the island. So they made a big village. They were living here of picking, fishing and hunting, having also a king and a natural healer called the shaman at the head of the tribe. And they were really pacifists. You know, they stayed here until the arrival of another tribe. So this tribe was called the Tainos, really important. We also know them as the Arawaks. So the Tainos stayed here until the 9th century after Christ, when another tribe arrived, you know, the tribe of the Calinas. So those Calinas were also known as the Caribs. So those Caribs were really different. They were warful. And you know, when they arrived here from South America as well, they decided to make war against the Tainos. And they killed all the Tainos men, I can tell you. And they kept the children that became servants for the community. And the women became, through the time, the wives of those Calinas. And they composed a new community, you know, with Calinas men and Tainos women. So look on the right side. It is the biggest shopping mall of Guadaloupe called Mestredon, where you have about 850 parking places. And looking on the other side, it is the Velodrome Amédée d'Outreau, where you can welcome about 9,000 people. And with the large space that we have in the front, you know, we are also welcoming different kind of entertainment. For example, those days, I don't know if you have seen, but we have karting tents over there because we are welcoming a karting activity there. It is also a place where we are welcoming our weekly markets. You know, it is a market that is organized in every main towns of Guadeloupe, where you have the farmers and the arts and craft producers that are coming there to sell their production. So it is a way to see also all our fruits, vegetables, and also, I would say, our talents, because here in Guadeloupe, we are really talented to make jewelry in natural elements. Yes, my names. We are making beautiful necklaces, earrings, bracelets, you know, and many more, you know, from, we say, beads that we can find all over the nature, as well as different kind of woods or shells that we can use. Let me show you something. You see, I have a little bracelet here that is made with beads that we call job beads or church beads, you know. We call them church beads because when the church arrived here, they uses those beads to make rosaries. I'm going to let it pass for you to see. It is a bead that is really resistant, that resists to the water and everything. So if you will see and have a look and touch. And if you have seen also my necklace as well as my earrings, they are made with the lambi couch. The lambi couch, let me show you a baby lambi couch, because the lambi couch is bigger. This is a baby lembi couch over here. And inside of it, you know, we have a mollusk that we call the lembi. And we are preparing also a special dish here with that. Once we finish, we can also use, you know, the couch to make jewelry, but it is also right now a music instrument. For example, in the carnival or in the traditional music here, the broca music, we use it, you see? First, we can even say that the Amerindians used to blow in it to communicate from islands to island. I will let it pass also for you to have a touch and look at it. So that's two examples. I will show you more after. Let me continue the history. I was just telling you that the Caninas and the Tainos was a new kind of tribe, you know. They were speaking a different language, but they used to understand themselves. And we also know that they used to have special activities dedicated to men and women. For example, the men used to train to be good warriors, and the women used to grow cassava. Do you know what is cassava? Or yucca, maybe. It is a vegetable root that we have here that they used to transform into a flour, and with this flour they were making a biscuit, you know, a cassava biscuits that they used to eat as we are eating bread today, the same. But what is really interesting to know with cassava is that it is gluten-free, so really good for your digestive system. And today we kept also this heritage here in Guadaloupe because we are still, you know, making those cassavas, but with salty and sweety flavor. Meaning that we can make cassava with coconut, pineapples, banana or guava. We are also making cassava with cheese, meat or fishes. And that's really good. You can make a whole lunch with the cassavas, I can tell you so. I don't know if you're going to see cassavas on the way, but I will show them to you. But right now, if you have a look on the left-hand side, you can see, you know, sugarcane plantations. Some ideas to continue. So those Caninas, you know, also decided to give a name to our island. They called it Caru Kera. You know, Caru is meaning limestone, as Grantel is made with limestone, and Kera is meaning white gum tree. The white gum tree, you're going to find that in the tropical forest. And they use to take this white gum tree, you know, with the substance that you find in it, to make fire in the tropical forest, we're going to say, because it is a place that is so humid. You have about 80% of humidity in this tropical forest. So that means that, you know, the fires that you can see in the United States or in France cannot happen in this forest. You can throw your, it's not to give you the advice to do it, but it's an example. If you throw your cigarettes into the forest, it won't burn, you know, as it can burn in Europe or in the United States, but don't do that, okay? It's not me. That's not environmentally good, okay? So they used to do that with these white gum trees, so that's why they called island Caru Kera. So then, after that, we'll say in the 15th century, the Europeans arrived here. And they arrived with Columbus, that was the first to arrive over here. But let me make a little parenthesis, because here we are entering into the town of Le Lamentin. Yeah. Le Lamentin, that is a town of about 66 square kilometers with a population of 17,000 inhabitants. So Le Lamentin means manatees. That's what Lamentin means. You know about the manatees? Yes. We used to have manatees in our waters, you know, in the big marine cul-de-sac over here. And you know, they disappeared in the 18th century. Why? Because the Amerindians used to eat their flesh, they used to also use their leather as well as their fat. So hey, they decimated them. But the authorities here in the La Montagne wanted to reintroduce those manatees in the waters. And you know, they made it once, it was in 2016, with two manatees coming from China, Kai and Junior. And you know, they seem to adapt when they let them enter into the big marine cul-de-sac. And finally, we had one of them that was sick, and it even died of its sickness. And the other one was feeling lonely, so they decided to send it back into China, but they kept the idea of reintroducing those manatees here. So we're waiting to see. And they gave news also about that. They said that it was better to have manatees coming from an environment that is closer to ours. So they're going to organize something, I believe, with manatees coming from South America. So we're going to see what is going to be. So in the La Montagne, as activities, you're going to find, yes, the sugarcane plantations, but not only, you also have ecotouristic activities over here. We have a thermal station called Ravichon. What is special with this thermal station is that they are filling their swimming pool with the waters that you can find in the river in the region.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What is your name?
Geraldine.
Geraldine?
Oui.
Sorry.
Someone looking for it.
I won't be able to tell you which season, which episode, but you know, we have joggers that are jogging on this beach. I can tell you that. So if you would like to, I can take beautiful pictures. And also we are keeping the Land Rover as well as the motorcycle inside of those containers, you know, while they are not filming. So right now, let us go onto the location of this famous shack. I'm gonna I have a little video that I took also when they were dismantling the shack. For those that want to see it, I will show it to you. Inside is just all over here, okay? All this place, and you know that there is a tree inside the shack. This tree is this one. It is an almond tree. And I believe that we can see the almonds on it. Yes, on the left hand side here I can see one. Yeah. Anyway, when you look on the floor, you can see the dry almonds. Okay, see where okay. And you know, this tent is staying there when they are in the shack. We can say that it is the location of the bedroom.
This is where it is.
Yeah. This is what Jack goes. You finished?
And this spot just here is where they have the shack in the series Death in Paradise. And apparently there are a couple of containers up there, somewhere up here, that house the Land Rover and the motorcycle and sidecar that are used in the series. So while there's no filming going on, they put them into containers. Brilliant. And now we're in the main town, and this piece of waterway that comes off the harbour was actually used, I think, in series 1 or 2, series 2 maybe, series 1, I can't remember, with the police boat. And the harbour scenes that you see when they jump on and off boats and things like that are just there. Yeah, it's actually quite recognisable once you're here.
So there we go. At the end of the pier.
Catherine's bar now? Let's zoom in.
Right. Exactly.
Well, we're now heading up this street to the police station,
Yeah, Nick.
which should be a little way up here on the right hand side. We have to cut across this road in a minute. And just coming up here on the right hand side, the other side of this gap, that red and white building there is the original Catherine's bar, which they used in series 1, 2, possibly 3, I can't remember when it changed, but that is the original Catherine's bar just there. Turn the corner and just a little walk up here. There's the church that you see in many film shots. And, obviously doing a bit of work here. No, that's not Dwayne, but it is the local policeman. So we walk up here, as I say, there's the church there, straight in front of you, and those two red buildings up there will be where the police station is, which we will be up to in a few minutes. Church bells from the church also used in the filming. So, yeah, it's quite pleasant here.
have the map of Sainte-Marie. And you know, they did this map according to the different coves and highlands where, you know, different murders happened, and they made a whole map with it.
Well, we're now just going into the church to have a quick look round, and wow, absolutely magnificent. Look at that. What an absolutely beautiful church. And this is the current Catherine's Bar.